Hello everybody, this is Dan, our Crazy Bag Cuber. In today's video, we are going to be checking out the Yueshen HuangLong 3x3 and the 3x3M. So we have a magnetic one and a non-magnetic one, and I'm not sure which one is which at this point. These were sent to me by the cubicle.us. Thank you very much for sending me these puzzles. So let's go ahead and just open one up and see what it looks like. So I got stickerless here, and inside we have a pamphlet. Pretty small, standard. Looks to be some washers and some more ball bearings. That's right, this thing has ball bearings in it. So right away, it feels like a really light puzzle. This thing comes in at 70 grams. The magnetic version comes in at 74.8 grams, so not much heavier compared to the GAN Air, which is 76.6 grams, but it's also half a millimeter bigger. So, all right, I've seen some videos on this, and I'm really excited to get into it, so let's try it out. Okay, so this is obviously the magnetic one, and it feels like the magnets are a little stronger than other puzzles, but wow, this is such a smooth turning cube. Already, right out of the box, it's impressive for how it turns. It's almost too good. The magnets are very strong though, I'll give it that. The magnets are fairly strong in this puzzle. I'm impressed. This is a really nice turning cube. Yeah, so I'm seeing why people are so impressed with this thing already, and it's priced pretty fairly as well. $17.99 for the non-magnetic one, and then $24.99 for the magnetic version, and that's stock. Definitely stronger magnets than any other stock magnetic puzzle that I've seen so far. Corner cuts very well, goes to 45, a little over. And it cuts over 45. Reverse corner cutting is, it takes a little bit more effort than some of the other puzzles out there, but so far, oh, this thing really wants to turn. Whew. Even with magnets, I'm feeling like I'm overshooting just a little bit. Like, look at this. I'm barely. Usually with magnets, it'll go there and then it'll come back a little bit. These are fairly strong, and if I do it really, really lightly, I can see that it is going over and then coming back a bit, but it's very easy to just overshoot with this. So hopefully maybe tightening it or adding some lubes will help with that. I'm not 100% sure if that'll work or not. Anyways, let's go ahead and open up the non-magnetic version of this puzzle. And in this one, we get springs and more washers and lots of ball bearings in this one compared to the other one that had barely any ball bearings in it. So let's go ahead and check this one out. All right, so I assume this is exactly the same puzzle, just without magnets. And right away, yep, no magnets at all. I feel like I can control this one more right off the bat, which is surprising to me because magnetic puzzles are becoming more of a thing these days to be able to, like, you know, keep stable and all that kind of stuff. But the magnetic one, it's definitely got a snap to it that is stronger than other puzzles I'm used to, and I can really feel the magnets while I am doing algorithms. With this one here, you know what, I gotta say, it feels the same smoothness, all that kind of stuff. They all feel the same, but this one seems more controllable at this point. Some work on both of these and some practice with them might change my mind on this. But I really want to check out this mechanism, so let's go ahead and check it out. So because I review all of the new flagship puzzles and take them all apart for these type of shots, I see a lot of similarities. I don't really see a lot of differences between them. But they all react differently. Just, they have small little tweaks, but the shape of them is so similar these days that it's hard to tell one from another if you were to do it blind in a sense sometimes. Mostly it's the little grooves that are cut in to reduce friction, and I think personally that it allows pockets for lube to sit in there, and that allows for the lube to not run out of the cube onto your hand. It holds the lube in a little bit better. The corner piece on this one does have a ball bearing. Now I've taken the ball bearings out. They're also not in the magnetic one that I have. They're only in the magnetic one. And I've not noticed any difference. This is obviously the magnets that are glued in there a little bit. But I don't really notice a difference, ball bearings or not. So I'm not sure what the purpose of those were. Alright guys, so I've been playing with these for a while, and they're really fast. It's super fast out of the box. I would even go as far as to say they are the fastest out of the box I've ever tried before. So I took the non-magnetic one, and I put DNM 37 and Angstrom in it. Basically turned it into an Angstrom cube. So I'm going to show you guys how I did that, because it worked really, really well for the non-magnetic one, and it's now at a really controllable speed, for me at least. What I'm going to do is I am going to Angstrom the heck out of this thing. I lost the applicators, so I just use a toothpick. So the first one I start with is the one with the white cap. I forget which one it is at this moment. And I take a good amount of this stuff, like a fairly good amount. And I wipe it inside of this edge. And then I take more. I take about the same amount again. And I put it on the other side. Now, I'm only using this much because of how fast this puzzle is out of the box. Usually, normally I wouldn't use this much. This one here, it really like separated. It separated like considerably into two different parts. And then I had to stir it in order to make them one again. I take a good amount of this one too, and I put it all over the corner piece. Like, look at how thick that is. There's a lot on there, guys, just so you know. And I put that back in here. Alright, and then I also take a little bit and I put it on the edge, or on the side of the center, sorry. So before I add the DNM 37, I want to mix this lube up. So we're only going to put in a couple of drops, and I put them in the same spot. 1, 2. Alright, so now let's move this around a little more. And so it's maintained, it's slowed it down. It slowed it down right away when I put the Angstrom lubes in, and it started to feel gummy. And so when I put the DNM 37 in, it really like keeps that friction feel to slow it down, but then also smooths it out again, just like it was before. So the combination is actually really, really nice. So now that I've got these lubed up, I'm going to continue solving on them and see if I do any better, because with the non-magnetic one, I was doing better with it before I lubed any of them, and then I tried to lube this one and it worked really well. This one I wasn't really getting good times on. It was just too snappy for me, and it just wasn't really working for me. But so I put the lubes in, and now it feels really good. Like, it feels very controllable, not too fast. I'm not overshooting like crazy. Alright, let's get some solves in and see how I feel about them. So I'm sorry if the camera goes in and out of focus a little bit during these solves, just like that. I had it set where the cube is, and then when I put the cube down, it can't focus on my black shirt, doesn't know how far it is, so it drifts a little bit. So I'm sorry about that. My opinion on this puzzle before and after lubing is wildly different. At first it's a very, very smooth puzzle, but it was way too fast with too strong of magnets. So it really, it felt snappy, it overshot a little bit, and it was just too fast. That's all I can say. And I even posted a picture of this puzzle on Instagram, and somebody was like, isn't this puzzle just too fast for you? Yes, absolutely. It is a very, very quick cube, especially out of the box. But I did fix it using the lubes like I showed you, and if you have this puzzle and it is way too fast, and you have the Angstrom lubes and DNM 37, then just do what I did. I promise you, this cube is going to turn out to be one of the best cubes you've ever tried in your entire life, just by basically turning it into an Angstrom cube. I don't know if Angstrom does anything else to their cube, so I shouldn't actually say that. But if it's just a lube job, then I think that's basically what I've done. And it really does turn well after that. I'm starting to get some really nice times on this thing. Before I lubed it, I was like 17, 18 second average. It just seemed to overshoot, lock up. It was snappy, just way too quick. And after doing what I've done to the cube and setting it to my preference, it actually works with me really, really well. And I'm surprised on my actual opinion on this, which you'll find out at the end of this video. All right, everybody, so I've had these for a little while now, and I'm really impressed with them, I have to say. At first, I wasn't really a fan of the magnetic one, and I really liked the non-magnetic one, and then I lubed them up, and now, obviously, the magnetic one has become much more favorable for me because I just prefer magnetic puzzles. They're both a really good speed. They're both set up out of the box really good. I just personally had to slow them down with lube because they were just way too fast. And I like a fast cube. If you guys have been watching for a while, you know I like a fast cube. But on 3x3, and this is just way too fast. So I am choosing, if I was getting either of these, I would choose the magnetic one at this point. Pick up some Angstrom lube and do what I did, as well as some DNM 37, and you're going to have yourself a great cube. In fact, this right here is my main. This is the boron-treated YuXin GTS2M. There have been so many great flagship puzzles that have come out since this, and I've always stuck with this. If I didn't have this, I would have gone from one to the other when it comes to mains. But I have to say, I think it's time to retire the YuXin GTS2 boron-treated cube and switch my main now to the Yueshen HuangLong 3x3M because it is seriously that good for me. Alright guys, so you know where I stand on these puzzles. I think they're amazing, mostly the magnetic one, which is now my main. If you'd like to get these or either of them, the links are at the top of the description down below, and you can get them cheaper if you use coupon code CrazyBadCuber at checkout. Thanks to the Cubicle for sending me these puzzles. This is awesome, and let me know. I had some questions for you guys last time about the way this is all set up now with my channel, with the overhead, with this one. And I completely agree with everybody who said the lighting was too harsh. So I've lowered the ISO on the cameras and backed my lighting away a little bit. And I think it looks a little bit better. Do you guys think so? Also, the little thing up here where you see my face right now and then my cube is down here. A lot of people didn't like that it was too small or that I was too small, so I've kind of made it bigger and cropped into just my head so you can see, and also changed the border because you know, it was big. It was a big border, and I prefer a smaller one. So anyways, that was bad. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next video.